The new UK budget has just been announced, and the markets are already reacting badly to it. We're not in the Liz Truss situation just yet, but you know what they say never. I'm a chartered accountant from London, and I help people deal with finances and tax. In this video, I will go through the key points within the autumn budget. The key points relate to property investors, business owners, and people who are employed. Number one, employer NI has been increased to 15% from April 2025, and the threshold at which employers start paying NI has been reduced from 9,100 to 5,000. However, this is not all bad news, especially for small employers. In fact, a lot of companies will now pay less in payroll taxes because the employment allowance has been increased from 5,000 to 10,500. The new rules are set to generate 40 billion in additional taxes, and the lion's share of this money is expected to come from the increase in employers' NI, which only really affects you if you employ a lot of people. Small employers should be covered by the new employment allowance. Number two, the national minimum wage for anyone aged 21 and over is set to increase to £12 21 pence from April next year. The tax-free allowance has been frozen until 2028, so it will remain at £12,570 per year. What this means is that you can earn up to £12,570 before you start to pay any income tax. There is no increase in employee NI or income tax. However, we can expect challenges for small employers to meet these requirements, which means that it will indirectly impact workers, the number of jobs that are available, and the salary on offer. These changes can push businesses to outsource their processes to save cost and protect profits. Number three, capital gains tax has been increased from 10% to 18% and 20% to 24% for basic rate and higher rate taxpayers, respectively. Although this change is not welcomed by investors, it is a lot less than what people expected. There were even talks about aligning the capital gains tax with income tax, and the highest rate of income tax is up to 45%. So that is not happening. In fact, if you qualify for the business asset disposal relief, you will only pay 10% on qualifying assets for up to £1 million. Number four, stamp duty increase. If you intend to buy a second house or a house through a limited company, a lot of property investors are nowadays using a limited company. In a surprise announcement, you will now need to pay 5% instead of the 3% in additional surcharge. The limits are also going to be changed from April next year. Therefore, property investors will have to pay even more in April 2025. First time buyers are not subject to these additional taxes. Number five, inheritance tax. The tax free allowance of £325,000 will not be increased until 2030. This means that a lot more people will be subject to inheritance tax. If you inherit a pension pot from 2027, pension pots will no longer be exempt from inheritance tax. Similar changes have been announced for agricultural property. Inheritors will have to pay 20% tax on the value of the agricultural and business property from 2026. There is, although, a tax free allowance of £1 million. So any property and agricultural land above that limit will be subject to this additional tax. This is quite a massive change for farmers as they've been able to pass on wealth for decades without paying any IHT taxes. Even from a business point of view, I think it's not a good change because a lot of farmers find themselves in a unique position where they are asset rich and cash poor. Yes, the farms are worth many millions and they continue to go up in value. It does not mean that they have liquid cash. So you can now expect a lot more agricultural property and businesses for sale because inheritors may have to sell these assets or some of these assets in order to pay the taxman. This is very similar to how other families currently pay IHT when they inherit property. In summary, this budget is designed to generate an extraordinary amount of money, one of the largest tax raising budgets in history. 22.6 billion is set to go into the NHS, 40,000 extra weekly appointments, and investment into large infrastructure projects that includes transport, housing, and green energy. I hope you found this video useful. Like and follow to stay connected. And remember, there are a lot of fake accounts in my name. I do report them when I can. However, there is one account in particular. I've reported it multiple times, but I can't get that removed. I will never message you directly to sell crypto or reply to your comments with an investment opportunity. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.